Paul, 7 days, 3 wins, another hard-fought win this afternoon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm shattered. So I don't know how the players must feel out there. Both sides, actually. I thought, you know, for 3 games in 7 days, put on a decent game of football there, and it could have gone either way. You know, 2-0 up in 6 minutes. It looked like we could run away with something. You know, the goal was a big deflected goal, and it gave Aldershot a lot of heart to stay in the game, which they did. And you know, in this game, 98 minutes the game was today. You know, you're always concerned when you've only got a 1-goal lead, but you know, we've fought and scrapped for everything this last sort of 3 games, including Halifax away on a very, very heavy pitch. And then, you know, just a few days later, we're at home, having played on a heavy pitch, and we managed to beat Bromley 1-0, who themselves were in a good run of form at the time. I think they've won again 3-0 today. And you know, then we came up against an Aldershot side that had 2 or 3 players back, you know, and they had a good start in 11, that's for sure. So it was a fantastic 3 points, but probably a nervous 3 points for everyone watching.
Cracking start though, two goals in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, so we talked about Aldershot's vulnerability, especially away from home, and the fact that we needed to really get at them in that first 15 minutes, and obviously that worked. You know, it worked well. I know it sounds a bit weird, but you felt a 3rd goal would have just finished the game off and made it easier for us. And of course, from them scoring that goal onwards, it was you know, it was a very even game.
Yeah, Harry Beechelman getting the first one, his energy sort of pressurising the defence, and ended up as man of the match from the supporters. Yeah,
I mean, Harry's taken, by his own admission, a bit of time to get going since he's come back, and he's had to be patient at times to get into the team. But if Harry plays like that every week, then he picks himself every week. So absolutely delighted for him. The one thing I would say is that he's a great character around the camp. He's never let his head go down when he's not been picked. And again, it shows the team spirit that, you know, someone can come in and do such a good job.
And a first goal for Brett Williams.
Yeah, really pleased with Brett. I thought all 3 games so far he's given us something a bit different. You know, he's got different attributes. He can, you know, he's got pace to run in behind. He's got a leap on him, which means he can win his headers, and his hold-up play is decent as well. And over his career, he's proved he's probably a 1 in 3, 1 in 2 goal scorer. And you know, it's a good finish, good technical finish as well. Kept his head over it, smashed it in. Really pleased with Brett.
And plenty of attacking options on the bench that you could use in the second half.
Yeah, well, that's why we had to make a couple of signings. You know, we've let a lot of people go to get the budget back in line, which was important. And now, you know, we've managed to bring in Brett, and obviously, you know, Jimmy's here on a 2-year contract, so that gives us some stability up front. And of course, you know, we've still got Tommy Wright with us for another 2 years after this. So, you know, looking forward to next season. We have got strikers in place. We just had to be patient to get the right one. And you know, if Jimmy puts that in from 4 or 5 yards at the start of the second half, you know, then the game becomes a lot less anxious. Should have scored, but I thought his overall game today again was good. And when you're up against a younger who's 6'4" and Jimmy 6'2" and Brett 6'2", you know, there's a physical presence up front now.
And having to ease Jimmy into it a little bit since he's joined us, another 2.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
game today.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Dave Challoner's comments with regards to Jimmy, but you know, the fact is he came to us with with sore groin and sore hamstring. You know, we worked on him really hard for 3 days and decided to try and get him through that first hour, the first game. And you know, he's still sore, so we've managed to massage him through another sort of hour. But the reality is he probably needs a week or 2 of just, you know, maybe more sort of rehab work to get him to where he really wants to be fully fit. So you know, he's come in and you know, made a nice difference. But as I said, you haven't seen anywhere near the best of him yet because he's not been fully fit.
And while it was always 2-1, there's always the chance that Aldershot could nick the equaliser.
Well, as I said, you know, it's the same with the Bromley game. You're 1-0 up, you never ever feel that comfortable. But again, I thought the back 4 were outstanding. Dale Bennett, go through all the back 4 actually, just outstanding. And then the 2 screens in front, I thought Eastman and Davis. You know, again, it's the 3rd game in 7 days. And they just kept running and running and running. I don't remember though Butler making a save in the game. You know, the deflected shot over his head. You might tell me different. I mean, their main chance was McClure had a header which went wide, I think, with about 8 minutes to go. So I felt comfortable in the sense of they weren't opening us up, but from the crowd it would probably have looked that they were on top in that last half an hour. Lots of balls coming into our box, but I thought Captain Colossus won virtually every header, and he was well looked after by Bailey and Bennett and young, you know, Brad Pearce, who, what's that now, 5th? Is that his 5th game?
Something like that, yeah.
5th or 6th game. You know, the young boy's done, you know, outstandingly well. And you that's probably for me been the best Christmas present, is Brad coming through and playing 5 games and not looking out of place. And like I said, I believe we've got one, certainly in Jude Mason, who's not going to look out of place either, and that's probably the biggest boost for me, knowing that Marvin's given us 2 or 3 players that could potentially make themselves into first team players.
And Tuesday night at Bromley we had Kieran Cadogan, Aswad Thomas and Wayne Brown on the sidelines today. How's things going with them?
Wayne's had a scan on his knee. He's got probably a slight knee strain, which will be another week. Not going to be out long term, but that would have been 3 weeks out. Aswad's had the operation on his wrist. He's probably looking at the end of January. And Kieran done some running before the game, so I think he'll be fit and available for the squad on Tuesday.
Looking forward to another game against Bromley.
Yeah, they've the games have come thick and fast, and the games against Bromley have come thick and fast. And we know, I think they're 2 very evenly matched sides. Obviously Bromley have beaten us down at theirs in the trophy, and we've managed to win 1-0 here. So I think we all know it's going to be a close game. But as I said, for the 4th game in 10 days. Let's hope we can still give some quality, for the watching public, I suppose.
And Paul, it's the end of 2018. Your views on the whole year and looking forward to 2019.
Yeah, it's been another brilliant year for the football club. Obviously to finish, I think it was 3rd last season. Get the semi-finals, and obviously this year again, I think we've only lost 4 games. I think only Wrexham and Fylde have lost less than us. And as I said, for a smallish non-league club from London, I think we punch above our weight, and that's what we've got to keep doing at this football club, believing in what we're doing. But 2019, again, it's exciting. We're still in there in terms of trying to get in that top 7, and we'll wait to see what happens with regards to the trophy match. But if we're back in that competition, then again, it's another thing to keep you interested. And with the youngsters, they've got the Surrey Senior Cup as well. So, listen, it's all good things happening at the moment. And for everyone out there, obviously wish you a very happy new year, and more importantly, a healthy one.
Brilliant. Cheers, Paul.
Cheers, Tony. Thank you.